Okay, I recently did a video about how to basically like don't overblend your face makeup. Like don't do it, you're gonna have a bad time. I'll put it up here, like somewhere up in the corner if you haven't seen it. And in that video I asked, do you want a version of this video for eyes? And everybody was like, yes. Like the vast majority of you were like, yes. And that doesn't happen that often where people are asked a question, people are like, yes. Like everyone is like, yes, do it. So we're gonna do it today. That's what we're gonna do. Elephant in the room. Don't know which video I'm filming today is going up first, so I'm addressing it in every single video. I got new lighting and look at it. It's freaking gorgeous and I look amazing and I love it so much. The power of lighting. Like, are we serious right now? I look like an angel. Anyway, so we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna zoom you in. We're gonna do the right thing. I just realized I had like a rogue lash. We're gonna do the wrong thing on one side. We're gonna do the right thing on the other side. And honestly, I haven't decided which side yet. Let's zoom in. I want to zoom you in so far, but I've been having a struggle with, I think because my camera is too close to me, my camera wants to focus on my nose so bad, like so bad. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit more. I usually deep zoom you all the way in. I think this is okay. So if this is okay, let me know. If it's not, because I know I usually get like way all the way up in there. Anyway. So this is so simple, I swear. Like I promise you it's so simple. We're gonna do the wrong side first. Okay, I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush. This is such a gorgeous brush. It's the Eyeshadow number 3 brush from Refer. I'm obsessed with this entire collection. I don't know if they sell them individually. I think you buy the set, but when I tell you every single brush is worth it, I mean it. Like, I mean it, no notes. So typically when you are applying like a transition shade in your eyes, you're using a larger brush, right? So if we think about like, all right, let's talk about an eyeshadow look. Typically what you're trying to do is create like either definition in the crease, maybe in the outer corner, maybe it's just along the lash line, okay? Typically when it comes to blending, you want to start off with like a slightly lighter shade, a base, something to kind of like ground everything and blend into. So I don't even know what palette I'm going to use right now. I've been wanting to do pastels, but I feel like pastels is just it's not the time. It's not the time in this video, but someday soon, let me do pastels. Let me do it. Maybe I'll do the Charlotte Tilbury palette. I've been wanting to use this for, you know what? I'm just going to use the Rare Beauty Neutrals palette. I feel like this is a really nice neutrals palette. I just like it. I think it's actually quite nice, and we have like a good range. I like the colors she chose. I actually do. This palette has really grown on me. When I first tried it, I was like, yeah, it's really nice, but like it's not like necessary. But now I'm like, it's all I'm grabbing. So we have like 2 potential transition shades here. I think I'm gonna start off with this one in my crease because if you squint, it's like ever so slightly lighter than this like gray toned shade. So I'm gonna go in with my Eyeshadow. I'm gonna focus it on tip of the brush. I'm not intentionally doing like too much to make it like look terrible. We're gonna start off with the wrong side. So I'm going to place this in my crease. For my eye shape, because I have slightly hooded lids, I like to really define that area, really push this back in space. You can apply these techniques, these tips that I'm talking about today to wherever you want to create depth in your eye makeup, okay? So I typically like to focus it here. I did prime my lids, by the way, with my MAC paint pot in soft ochre. I was gonna say Ofra and Ochre, I think. This is a really pretty color. So I'm just gonna slowly build this up a little bit first. You don't have to blow it out as much as me. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be the same thing on both sides. So I'm just gonna do both sides. The exact same thing. So both sides, we're starting with our base. We're starting off with our blendy transition base color, okay? Creating the first layer of depth. Gotta put a lip gloss on right now because I used a liquid blush. It's a beautiful lip combo, but I used a liquid blush and it is not so hydrating. So I need a little something. I'm gonna go in with, no, that's too dark. Ooh, it's between this and Dancing Rose. You know what? I've been wanting to try this, so I might as well. It's the Limp Ambition Hyaluronic Lip Oil from L'Oreal in the shade Nude Lights. It looked really pretty. Let's give this a shot. Ooh. Brother. And these lights. Oh no, is this gonna plump? It's minty. To be determined. Yeah. Ah! It's doing that minty plump thing. I hate that. I'm gonna suffer through it though, because I just like, we're doing a different thing. But yeah, damn, I hate that. I bought that shit too. All right, anyway. So on the wrong side, we're gonna continue to create depth, all right? So the idea is, my idea of what I'm doing is like, okay, so I went in with my first shade. Now I want to start deepening it up. So I'm gonna go into the like more gray toned, kind of like taupey color. It's kind of like a reddish gray. Same brush, right? And I'm going to start trying to build depth. And these are beautiful shades that blend so nicely. Like they are very foolproof. Okay. Now that doesn't look too bad, does it? Not too bad. On the other side, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use that same color, but I'm gonna grab a smaller brush. A slightly smaller brush, probably a Shodo 00 brush, which like gets a little bit flatter as you turn it, and a little bit wider. But these brushes were inspired by calligraphy brushes, which is like so cool, and you can really tell by the bristle variation in them. I'm gonna pick up that cooler toned shade on the tip of the brush, and I'm going to focus this right above where that skin naturally creases. So OGs of my channel are gonna be like, yeah girl, we know. Like we already know, you don't need to say it. But I want all of you who are new, like what are we doing right now? Like what's the difference? I'm gonna connect it back a little bit. And then blend out, okay? Can you see that difference already? Can you see that? Okay, we're gonna take it further, because like I love to beat a dead horse. That's such a horrible saying, and I really don't want to say it anymore. So I'm gonna go back in with my Shodo 03, same brush, all right? And I'm gonna grab, I don't really want to go red. Do I want to go red? I guess I'll go in, yeah, fuck it. Let's go into this like more red toned brown from the Rare Beauty palette. So I'm focusing it on the tip of the brush. Now I'm like, okay, I want to add more depth. So I'm even trying my hardest to be like, all right, I'm taking it into that outer corner and then blending into that crease. And I'm trying my hardest to like really, really keep it right in that like detailed zone, because we're trying to create depth, right? So I'm not blending it out like I did that first shade. And look at that, beautiful blend. Beautiful blend. Gorgeous, like gorgeous shadows, gorgeous shadows, beautiful brush. The blending is so easy, okay? For this side, now I'm going to grab the Rephr Shodo number 2 brush, all right? I'm gonna grab that same shade. I don't know why I'm doing it down here where you can't see it. Focusing it on the tip of the brush. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to try to emphasize that depth. So I'm focusing it really in that detailed area, creating that gradient so that we're really defining that eye socket and making the lid stand out to open up the eye. You see that difference? Isn't that kind of crazy? It's funny because it's actually sort of like, this is sort of like the opposite of what we did in my face video. Where in that video, I used the exact same brush for everything. All right, let's talk about it. What is the difference that you see here with these brushes? The size variation is gigantic, okay? They're completely different sizes. So this is the one that we started off, the 03. Then we went in with the 00, okay? Which gets a little bit wider as you turn it. And it's still, even when it's turned to its thinnest side, it's still a little bit wider than the 02 brush. This is my general rule. As the shadows get darker, the brushes should get smaller. And that's how you're going to prevent things from ending up blending all into it. Like, look, it's blended. It looks blended, but it's a mess. It's muddy, okay? Now, when you see this all by itself, you might think that it looks completely fine, that that's like really pretty. And like, yeah, you've just defined the eye socket, but it's very, very heavy on the eyes. And then once again, like the other video, we don't have that distinction between shades. For this, it's like, why did I even use the other two shades? What is the point of them? I could have just gone in with my big fluffy brush and gone in with that like dark red color. That's what that looks like to me. Whereas on this side, we can really see that shade variation that's creating the depth of that eye socket. And it's really like, it looks soft, it looks natural, it looks blended, but it's not overly blended. It's not muddy. They're not like, all of the shades are serving their own purpose, you know? The exact same technique can be used for if you are not even, like maybe you have hooded eyes, maybe you have a monolid, and you don't want to like mess with your crease. Maybe your technique is going in with the like Rephr 03 brush and doing a slight, like a medium to transition color shade along your lash line for some depth, and then going in with maybe the 23 brush, which you can see is a smaller version of the 03 brush. Or, I know I'm talking all about Rephr brushes right now. Give me some other, I'll give you some other options, but another Rephr brush is the 29, which is really, really tiny and a really great like detail brush that you can use for like those really, really dark shades. And then some other ones just to kind of like shout them out, because I sort of like hop around honestly, is the Sigma EO6 brush, which was in my favorite set for Sigma. It's this tiny, tiny little like winged liner brush. It's really fantastic for those just those details in general. And you can really, really get like so close to the lash line. Great for dark shadows. And then also I really like this brush, I think from Nikki. Yeah, this is the N21 brush. So you can see the difference. It's pretty comparable to the Rephr 23. It's a little bit more like pointed, I would say. Like this, the 23 brush is a little more like fluffy. And this comes to like a little bit more of like a sharper point, Nikki's brush. So get yourself some tiny brushes. Get yourself some tiny brushes. That is going to make the biggest difference. And luckily, you know, back in the day, this was pretty much like what we would wear because we didn't really have that many options for tiny brushes. I remember trying to find small brushes and like throw back. The only small brush I could find anywhere was from Morphe. And I was like, how does not everybody have these? But Sigma has them now. Rephr has them now. BK Beauty has them now. Like, I feel like there are so many different brands that have these tiny detail brushes. So do you need to use 3 different brushes for 3 different shades? Not necessarily. You could actually utilize the 00 and kind of like turn it to use the fluffier side. And then when you go into that like slightly darker gray shade, you can turn it this way so that you have a little bit more detail, and then go in with something smaller like the, I don't remember any of the names, 02 brush. Okay, so it's how you apply it. It's like the versatility of the brush. But just remember that like very, very simple concept that as your shades are, as your eyeshadow shades are getting darker, your brushes should get smaller. Okay, super simple concept. That was a quickie. Like that goes for your lower lash line. Like I said, your lash line, maybe it's just your outer V. Maybe, you know, like me, you like to define the crease. Wherever you are trying to create depth, like if you're really trying to create depth and you're trying to use like multiple eyeshadow shades and you feel like your eyeshadow is getting muddy, then this is the first place I want you to start. Now, there is another concept around colors and colors that are actually going to work together that I want to talk about. And I want to start with the face. So if you want to see that video, let me know in the comments down below, making sure that you are using colors that are going to be harmonious, because that can also contribute to making your makeup look muddy. Even if you're doing all the things that I'm saying, all of the tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you today and in my other video, it can still make your makeup look muddy. Like if you've got colors that they don't work together, you're gonna have a bad time. That goes for eyeshadow as well. There are some ways around it, however. So let me know if you want to see that for both face and eyes. And also, I recently did a video about how to wear any color of eyeshadow. I started off with gray and talking about how to choose the right tone for your skin tone, but I can do it for all of the colors if you want to see. So yeah, let me know if you want to see those. That's all for me, dude. I'm gonna go, but before I go, I just want you to leave me a comment telling me how gorgeous I look in this lighting. Thank you so much. Bye.